Let me tell you a story about two high school friends, John and Josh. They were inseparable, with both excelling in their classes and sharing a mutual love for video games and sci-fi movies. Their teachers often praised them for their intelligence and dedication, and their grades were almost always identical. Yet, despite their similarities, there was one significant difference. Josh had an air of confidence that John couldn't quite muster. Josh walked the halls with his head held high, always ready with a joke or a smile. He was the first to volunteer for class presentations and never shied away from social events. John, on the other hand, was more reserved. He preferred to stay in the background, letting Josh take the lead. While John was just as capable, his self-doubt often held him back. After high school, their paths began to diverge. Josh landed a coveted internship at a prestigious company, effortlessly charming the interviewers with his poise and self-assurance. John, despite his stellar grades and impressive resume, struggled to secure a position. He watched from the sidelines as Josh's career took off. Within a few years, Josh had climbed the corporate ladder, securing a high-paying job with a luxurious office and enviable perks. It wasn't just in his professional life that Josh seemed to thrive. He met and married Emily, a smart, beautiful woman who adored him. They traveled the world together, their social media accounts filled with pictures of exotic locations and happy moments. John, meanwhile, found himself in a series of lackluster relationships, wondering why he couldn't find the same happiness. John couldn't understand why Josh was so lucky. They had started from the same place after all. He felt as if the universe had bestowed its blessings upon Josh while ignoring him entirely. This sense of unfairness gnawed at John, casting a shadow over his days. One evening, after another frustrating day at a job he felt stuck in, John met up with Josh for a drink. Josh, as always, was in high spirits, regaling John with stories of his latest achievements. As John listened, a realization began to take shape in his mind. Josh wasn't just lucky, he was confident. He approached life with a sense of certainty that John had never allowed himself to have. John started to observe Josh more closely, trying to pinpoint exactly what made him different. He noticed the way Josh carried himself, the way he spoke with conviction, and how he approached every situation with a positive mindset. Josh wasn't afraid to take risks or face rejection because he believed in his own worth. Determined to change his life, John decided to adopt the same behaviors. He began by working on his self-esteem, challenging his negative thoughts and pushing himself out of his comfort zone. He volunteered for projects at work, started networking more actively, and even joined a public speaking club to improve his confidence. The change wasn't immediate, but slowly John began to notice a difference. His colleagues started to see him in a new light, and he began to receive recognition for his hard work. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach started coming his way. John also began to date more confidently, realizing that believing in himself made him more attractive to others. Years passed, and John's life began to mirror Josh's in many ways. He secured a fantastic job that he loved, met a wonderful partner who shared his passions, and found himself genuinely happy. The envy he once felt towards Josh transformed into gratitude. He had learned an invaluable lesson. Confidence wasn't just about luck, it was a skill that could be cultivated. One day, as they sat together reminiscing about their high school days, John turned to Josh and said, "You know, I used to think you were just lucky, but now I see it wasn't luck at all. You always believed in yourself, and that made all the difference." Josh smiled and raised his glass. "Here's to believing in ourselves, John. It's never too late to start." John clinked his glass against Josh's, feeling a sense of contentment he had never known before. He realized that his journey had been about more than just success. It had been about discovering his own potential and the power of self-belief. And that, he thought, was the greatest lesson of all. Thanks everyone for watching. For more tips on becoming the man you want to be and gaining more confidence, please like and subscribe. We will talk again in the next video.